So my name is Audrey Restituta Tanya. I am a filmmaker, a film producer, and I'm a wife.
My name is Bruno Tanya. I'm a film writer and director, and also the husband to this beautiful lady.
Stop. Oh my goodness, that's a very beautiful story. First of all, I honestly feel like God set us up in one way or another. So we met on a certain film program. It's called the Multi-Choice Talent Factory. It's a 1-year program for upcoming filmmakers. So that's how we met. So the first 6 months we did it online. Then it was physical. So when on our first meeting, where now the group was supposed to meet, we were supposed to meet in town, and then we go to the offices. So when we met in town, it was all the Kenyan students. We were 7. We're supposed to meet in town, but I was the first one and he was the second one to arrive. And before the third one arrived, was like an hour later. So we had all that time to get to talk and know each other. Funny thing to note, that first meeting is that I didn't like his shirt. I was like, why? What is this shirt? That was my first reaction when I saw him. Yeah, so then after that, the next time that we met physically again, it was just the two of us who showed up in town. I was like, okay. And then we realized that we live 10 minutes from each other. Like I lived in Feather at that time, and then he stayed in John Home. So I was like, so it was easy. Even when you're going back home, you're just going back together. So we spent a lot of time together. And then the rest is history.
I think it's more or less the same. These classes in Multi-Choice Talent Factory started online, so I could see her through Zoom, and she looked very beautiful, but for some reason she looked tiny on my laptop. But when I saw her in person and I got to see the real person, I was awestruck by her. And yeah, we just met through the program. We slowly became friends through the program, and the rest is history.
Aside from the fact he's handsome, I loved his heart. Let me explain. So there's this time we were on a date. There's this cafe that used to be right opposite my parents' house. And then it started raining. It rained so heavily. Then you see how when it rains, the mtaros in a flood. So that's what happened. So people used to wanapita, wanaanguka ndani. So Bruno, it's raining heavily. He leaves the cafe. He goes outside to guide people so that they don't fall into the ditch. And he did that for like 45 minutes. Me niko hapo kwa cafe na mwangalia. I'm thinking, should I go and help? Because I don't want to be rained on. Yeah, but that really showed me how the kind of beautiful heart he has. So his heart, he's very kind. His calm nature also, because me, I'm very loud, and so his calm nature was very attractive to me, even in how he speaks. So yeah.
Yeah. So of course she's very beautiful. The first sessions that we had in Multi-Choice Talent Factory weren't really introduced to each other. But she was the first one to call the whole class so that we can have that online meetup, and I was really attracted to that. It showed that she has leadership and she has a very warm heart. She just was very likable, felt like she cared about other people even more than herself. So I was attracted to that, and she has whatever she is, the heart that she portrays, that's who she actually is. And she doesn't have another side or anything like that. So I was very flattered by that. I made the first move. So being a film program, we had to watch films and come and discuss in class. So there was this film in another network that I didn't really like, but she liked the show. So the deal was, if I watched the show and I liked the show, I was going to take her out. So I watched the show. I didn't really like the show, but I pretended that I did, so that we can go out. Yeah. And that was how our first date came out, actually. Yeah, so in that regard, I think I made the first move.
Yes. Yeah. Me, I was looking for someone. I was in that stage of my life where I really want a relationship. I was even praying about it. I was doing everything to find someone. Let me tell you, I was even doing these things where you say you're going for a solo date, but then when you reach there, your eyes are like this. You're like, is there someone who's coming to tell you, excuse, can I join you? But it never happened like that. But I was looking for a relationship at that time.
Personally, for me, I was not there at all. My mind was completely somewhere else. I was not looking for a relationship. I think at some point I even told her that I was looking for money and a name in the film industry. I was not there at all. So the fact that we are here today, we really fell in love, for sure.
In fact, on that first date that he went to, he literally told me, so what we are doing right now is that we are just pursuing a friendship. He was so clear. It's like we're pursuing a friendship and nothing else, just that. I was like, really? He said, yeah. So I asked him, so if I go out on dates with other people, will you really feel bad? He's like, no, see, we are friends. Now we are here.
Look at us now.
I mean, at that time, I was like, it's okay. I was like, okay, maybe this is not it. I had reached that point where I was like, I'm not forcing things. If it's not it, it's not it. So when he said that, I actually appreciated it because I saw that he's very clear in what he wants. So I really it made me respect him more. So I was like, it's okay, let's be friends. But then the amount of time we spent together, I just knew. Yeah.
It's like we were lying to ourselves in that regard. We clearly liked each other, but no one was willing to say that. I personally, I just felt like I needed to be clear with that I was not looking for a relationship at this point in time. But when she asked if she goes on a date, how would I feel? That stung a bit, even though I'm the one who suggested the thing, So that's how I knew I was slowly, it was over for me. But that's how I knew that.
We dated till we got married. It was 1 year, 6 months. Yes. Our dates, we actually had actual dates. Karura was our place. Karura was our first date was there. We went to the River Cafe. I thought he was so fancy. I was like, ooh, first date. And then after that, we kept going there because we love the outdoors. That's actually the place he said, I love you, the first time, is also where he proposed. But so Karura is really our place. We also the cafe next to my parents' house because it was just, he lived 10 minutes away. They even knew us. They used to see us and book for us our table. But we also enjoy trying out new restaurants. So that really was most of our dates.
Yeah, we also spent a lot of time on call. It started with texts, and then it went to phone calls, and then it went to video calls. I think that was, every night was booked for that, for a very considerable time. I think up until
midnight.
Yeah, even up until we got married, we still talked every day.
That's also another thing I loved about him, his consistency. Even when he asked me to be his girlfriend, I took a month before I gave him an answer. But he was very consistent. The calls still kept coming, the dates still kept coming, and I really loved that. So we had been talking about marriage during that time. We even had our first visit. Like, he'd come to see my parents, and me had gone to meet his parents. So I knew it will come, but I didn't know how and when. So this time he said, but it's been a while since we went to Karura. I was like, yeah, we should go. So it didn't hit me that is the day the proposal is going to happen. And I was like, maybe not today. I wasn't sure. So we went to Karura. Then when we reached at the gate, he said, so there's this new, if you've been to Karura, there's this famous waterfall that everyone goes to. But then that day he told me that he discovered, he was told by his friend, there's another one that doesn't have people. So my adventurous self was very excited. I was like, today we are going to go into the books of history as Vasco da Gama juniors, because we are going to discover a new waterfall. Yeah, so I started the hike. So we walked. Now we are looking for it. So at some point, he starts to tell me, Ebu, ask that person, I think we are lost. So I kept asking people, do you know where this waterfall is? So we got lost. So we kept going. Hadi kuna place tunafika nikowa. Are you sure? Because I don't think we'll find it. So we kept asking people. And then we reached the waterfall. Oh my goodness, it was so beautiful. I've never seen it. I've been to Karura a million times, but I've never seen it. So it was just us, the two of us there, no one else. And then there was another guy, he's a photographer, seated there. He's just taking photos of the waterfall. So we reached there. I'm in awe. I'm like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. So he turns to me and then he goes on one knee. Oh my goodness. I was like, what? It's happening. I cried. Oh my goodness, I cried. So he went on one knee. He said a lot of beautiful things that my mind was even in a I can't even remember what he said. And then, of course, he asked me to marry him. I said, yes, I love the ring. And then I realized the guy was the photographer that planned it all. And this guy, actually, when we were hiking, we met him. So, but he was going in the opposite direction, and they didn't even look at each other.
I didn't even make eye contact with him.
It was amazing.
Because he's a friend, but we hadn't talked for a while, so he never even met Chris. She never met Chris.
You couldn't even know that they know each other. So he was his photographer, so he took nice photos with the waterfall. It was so beautiful. And then the photographer went, and it was just the two of us at the waterfall. We sat down. He said, let's pray. I was like, oh, the man of my dreams, he loves the Lord. So we prayed. We prayed for our engagement. We prayed for our marriage to come. And then we just sat there for an hour, just enjoying nature, enjoying the presence of each other, the presence of God in nature. It was so beautiful. No one came, by the way. No one came during that whole time we sat there. It was just the two of us and the waterfall. The most beautiful thing ever.
Planning the proposal, I think it was a couple of days before I had come to that place. I was just trying to look at a proper location. I knew it was going to be Karura because it was a very special location for us. So I went there with my photographer friend. It's called Chris. So we were looking for that one waterfall that everyone knows, that long one. Everyone comes there with their kids and whatever. So, but we got lost looking for that, and we accidentally stumbled on this other one. It's called Ruaka Falls. So it was quiet, it was beautiful. Even just the passage that heads towards that waterfall has very green leaves. It was perfect. So I think God just took us there because we walked and walked and walked and walked trying to look for this other one. It's not difficult to find, but we ended up in Ruaka Falls, and I knew this was it. No one came for a very long time, so I knew this is special to us. So, of course, I had already bought the ring, I think probably a week before. Yeah, I knew that we were going to have a picnic afterwards.
Oh yeah, the picnic after. So that I actually forgotten about that. So after the 1 hour we spent there, now we went and had a picnic, and he had prepared all these cute things like sandwiches. I was like he had gone all out. Oh my goodness, it was beautiful. Yeah. So and my friends are loud. So I didn't know how he would feel, but surprisingly he really blended with them so well, and he enjoyed himself. And now my friends are also his friends. Yeah, so that was easy. Yeah, I thought he would maybe have a hard time, but he didn't, so I was happy about that. To my parents, I first told them about it, so there's someone I've met, I'd like you to meet them. My family are very close-knit, so I wasn't scared really per se. And then I also knew him, and I know he will not disappoint. I automatically knew he's good with parents. So when he came, he met my parents. My dad that day, there's a day he had come home. We were working on a certain project. At that time, we were not dating yet. But then, so when my mom called my dad and told him, Audrey is here with her friend, they are doing a project. That day, my dad said that he felt that this is my husband, and he hadn't met him. So when he came, and so they had a conversation, they were talking. Then he asked Bruno, why do you love my daughter? Then Bruno said a whole paragraph of beautiful things. My dad was so emotional. He had to wake up, he had to excuse himself, because now it was a confirmation that indeed this is their husband, and now my daughter is going to get married very soon. So that was really a beautiful moment for us. My parents acknowledging him and they fell in love with him that day. I was like, who is your child? Is it me or him? They loved him so much.
Her meeting my friends are also quiet people, I can say. So it was during a premiere of a film that we did. It was during that time that my friends came and she met them. And just being the people that they are, I think one of us is the one who's a bit extroverted, and so she thought that it didn't go well for her because they were very reserved. So maybe she thought that they don't like her, but it wasn't the case. That's just how they are. But I think afterwards they met a couple of times, and now it's cool.
Yeah, like I honestly felt like they didn't like me, because you see me how I am. I went there, hi everyone, and then they're like, I was like, oh my goodness, who are these people? Like, I didn't receive the same energy back. So even asked him, do you think your friends don't like me? But then we met a couple of times later, and then now we got to talk, and I came to figure they are really nice people. It's just that, like him, they are very introverted. I even asked him, how do you guys hang out if all of you are very quiet? Because even in this hangouts with them, it's me who used to bring all the noise. Yeah, but I love them right now. We are good. Yes.
Yeah. So in terms of my parents live in Siaya. So we went to Siaya.
Yeah.
And she met my mom, my dad. My dad gave her like a tour around the place and all that, trying to make her feel welcomed, and just like giving her even history about our family. I think it went very well. Spent a couple of days there. My mom cooked fish.
Yeah.
So it was a beautiful time.
I had tense though. I was so tense. Like, oh my god, what do I wear? How do I behave? I was really tense. I mean, meeting his parents, and then he's the last born, so I know he's really loved. So yeah, but it went well. I think his parents are amazing.
How I felt meeting her parents, I think we had already talked about how her parents are, and they are very. I had met her mom before. Now it was time to meet the dad. But to be honest, I don't think I wasn't nervous. Weirdly enough, I probably should have been, but I wasn't. So because it was very welcoming, they are very loving, close-knit family. So them just welcoming me like that, I really appreciated that.
Also, like I have my family. We are small. Like it's just me and my brother and my sister. But him, there are 5 siblings, and then they are older than him. So even meeting his siblings, I was feeling so much pressure. He has 3 sisters and 2 brothers. So the first time I met them, I was like, oh, I have so many people to impress. But they are amazing. I felt so welcomed. They engaged me. They showed me so much love. 2 different families meeting to agree on one certain thing. Definitely there are ups and downs. At first, there are things that they agreed on. There are things that they didn't agree upon. But the good news is at the end they got to, agree, and now they love each other a lot, and that's something we actually prayed for and prayed about. The day itself, that's actually another testimony, because God really provided for us. We didn't want a big Rora show, so we wanted a small one for about 20 to 30 people, and that's how it was. Of course, it was at our place. It was good. Wait, first of all, in the morning, the people who are supposed to bring the tents, they were late. High tension. Let me tell you, I used to go out of the house. I see they are not yet there. I start crying. I'm like, what is this? And everyone is calling me, is telling me, oh, so we're about to leave. I'm like, don't leave yet. The tents are not here. Yeah, but they finally came. So they did a good job, but the decor was amazing. That also was a gift to us from, you know, some of our friends, and it was beautiful. The day was beautiful. Of course, that time when the negotiations are happening, I'm just somewhere in the room. I'm tensing. I'm like, can you just agree? Please agree. We finish. So it took a while, but for me, I was there with my girls. It was nice. We even had time to pray because, you know, now it was becoming, I was like, it's taking too long, guys. Let's pray about this. Yeah, but it went on beautifully. They agreed. It was nice. We went on, we ate, we danced a lot. Yeah, it was a beautiful day.
Well, I think for me, what was most important was just me being ready for the occasion, because I'm supposed to come ready. And I think it was made very clear by my family that this was me. This is now, you know, they had supported me in the first visit. There are things you're supposed to do during the first visit, but now they were like, okay, in this one, you are kind of on your own in this.
Boy child.
So I had to come ready, I had to come correct. I was happy that at that point in time I did. And yeah, we came in. For me, the conversation didn't really look like it went that long. I don't know. It was an easy conversation. I think I already know what the expectations were. My dad was there, my uncle, my brothers were there, and it was a great time. I can say I didn't really feel any animosity or any tension or any like opportunistic behaviors there. It was a good time.
The dress that I had shonad with this fundi, when it came, first of all, the previous week I kept calling him, please deliver the dress. He keeps saying next week, until now he delivered it the day before the Rora show. The dress came. You see, what you order versus what you get, that is exactly how it was. It was not what I wanted. So I'm fitting it. I'm like, what is this? Now I cried again. I cried so many times. I'm like, why? The event is tomorrow. So my mom is like, it's not that bad. I'm like, no, it's bad. So the next day, when my girls came, hey, they looked at me, they were like, imagine, no. Imagine this is not the dress you're wearing. Yeah. And I agreed. So at that moment, now when the negotiations were continuing, we ordered a new dress online. So now it's to pray. And yeah, that's the other thing that I appreciated, that it took a bit long so that the dress can come. But then now by the time we were being called now outside to go outside, the dress had come and it fit perfectly. And it was beautiful and the colors matched. Because what was making me feel bad is that now we won't match, you know, because we had a whole kitenge, we were supposed to match. Now we are not matching. Well, the planning. So at first it was we started it off just us before we included other people. So in that period, of course, we are looking for service providers. And let me tell you, there are no crazy quotes in this world like deco. Why? The cost of deco is like you're buying a car and a house and land at the same time. You know, so just, yeah, that was crazy. But then in the process, we met these two people, amazing people. We usually say it's just they're God sent. And this is our testimony on how really God fully catered for and provided for our wedding. So we met these two people, we like to call them angels, who said that they would want to do our wedding with the budget that we have. Like, no, they wanted to give us our dream wedding with the budget that we have. And that's what happened. So we gave them our budget that we had, and then they gave us the wedding that we had dreamt of. Yeah, so we had our dream location, we had our dream decor, our dream everything. Our wedding was a dream come true, and that is one thing that we are forever grateful to God for. Even in our marriage, every time we face challenges, we remember, hey, God really came through for our wedding. There's no way He can fail us this time. Yeah, but the wedding planning process was good. I think we argued a lot during that time. Just number one, me, I want a lot of people. Him, he's introverted. He wants, if he had the choice, he would say 50 people and he'll be fine. So just agreeing on certain things like those. But good thing is we agreed. Yeah, we had to come and meet at a middle ground.
The wedding, first and foremost. I remember telling my family that I was having a wedding that year. Because I remember telling my family that we are having a wedding that year, and they looked at me like I was crazy because just the period of time, the time frame, just to be able to achieve this. But like she said, you know, God really came through for us in that regard. And I don't really blame my family because they had to be protective a bit in this regard. So God really came through with us, with the two angels that we met. But even just with our own budget, we still had to, God provided in very interesting ways. Yeah, so we planned ourselves, of course, the logistics, because my family comes from Siaya, that's my parents, and they have to come with a few of their siblings from there. So my family really came through in that regard, just planning that out. In Luo culture, your parents can't live or can't sleep in your house. So you have to, the planning and the logistics they were a lot, but they were able to pull it off. In regards to the wedding, it was a beautiful wedding, I can say.
Yeah.
I remember that day, my suit had delayed the previous day.
Hey.
So I had to, everyone in my lineup picked up their suit the previous day to the wedding. And then now I went there, of course I paid for the suits, nini, I picked it up. Mine had it was a tax, so it had white here and it was dirty. And this is around, I think 8:30 p.m. So I had to walk around town being town, to find a dry cleaning that can clean the suit and have it ready by at least 2-3 hours. And then it was raining cats and dogs that day. And even I think at the venue, the tents were already destroyed, you know. So here I am, I'm in this dry cleaning place. I'm getting home at around 12. Thank God I reached home safe. But in the next day, it was as sunny as it is today. Not a single drop of rainfall. All the tents were up again. My suit had dried. Everything was perfect. I think it was one of the best weddings that anyone who has ever attended a wedding has been in. Yeah, so we really thank God for that.
Was supposed to carry me. Did it show up? It did not. So me, I'm there. Oh, the mamas have come. I'm in my dress. I'm feeling all nice and pretty. Finally, today I'm getting married. Everyone is happy. We are all excited. So his family had come. They are singing for me outside. My mom is like, wait, let them wait for you. Let them wait for you. So we are there inside, just dancing inside so that they can wait a bit. My mom is telling me, this is your day. They can wait for you. So they sang, and then finally I came out. So now we are going. I'm now going to enter the car. The car that is coming to carry me. I'm like, it's not the car that he agreed on. So I'm looking at my friend who was coordinating transport. I'm asking him, where's our car? He's like, get in. I'll explain to you later. So I get in. He tells me, hey, the person not supposed to come with your car is in Machakos. I was like, what? Machakos? At the time I'm supposed to be picked. So he's like, yeah, we keep calling him. He says he's on the way. They're coming. So we just decided we find a plan B. But yeah, but aside from that, our wedding didn't have, honestly, a lot of chaos. Really good weather. We had a good time. We danced a lot. We ate. Actually, me, I didn't eat. I didn't have appetite. Imagine, and the last meal I ate, it was in the morning. So in Luya culture, they make for you the brown ugali with chicken and skuma in the morning for breakfast as a bride. So that's what I had. But I didn't eat in the wedding. I didn't get hungry. People used to tell me, you won't eat. I was like, me, do you know me? I'll eat. But I didn't eat. But I really enjoyed the wedding. It was a good time. Just seeing both our families come together, celebrate our love. That was amazing. So one of the expectations that I had, and also, let's say something I was looking forward to, is that, you know what? Oh, now you're married, so when we sleep, I'll be held the whole night. A lie, it's a lie. First of all, Joto is real. It doesn't work like that, guys. So the first few days, it was like that. Oh, but then you're like, hey, guys, we just said it's hot. Yeah, it's hot. So, you know, like it reaches some point, you just separate and sleep on different sides of the bed. It's okay. I had to accept that it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
You have to be comfortable and sleep.
I don't think I had any preconceived notions. I think, of course, there are conversations that you have before you get married. I just expected her to be the same person that she was, because everyone tells you, hey, ule mtu ulioa, msahau huyo. So like it wasn't like that. She has managed to be the same person as I expected, and I appreciate that. Yeah.
So yes, we've done projects together. In fact, I think it's just one job that I didn't do. I did without him. But yeah, so we work together a lot. So first things first, we agreed that when we are on set, we are producer, director, and we are not husband and wife. In fact, people, if we don't tell people that we are married, they usually don't know, like, because of how professional we are at work. So we have that clear boundary. And of course, it's not easy. Sometimes it gets blurry because he might say something and I'm like, what? You know, so the wife responds and then the producer forgets, you know. But just having open communication in that, let's say we disagree at work, I still talk to him with the respect that I have for him as a director. And when we get home, I tell him, hey, you know, you said this and you did this and I didn't like it. And again, also, like, our job descriptions are a recipe for us to collide, because he'd be like, on this scene I want to use 5 helicopters, and then we tell you, you can't afford 5 helicopters, you can only use a tuk-tuk for the scene, so you find your way. So, you know, so that in itself is already room for conflict, but we have, you know, just found a way to work through it.
It definitely was not easy the first time. Yeah, as she said, our roles conflict. I'm trying to make the best product as possible. She's trying to save as much money as possible. These two things don't go hand in hand most of the time. But the funny thing is, now when we are at the house, these roles change. I'm trying to save as much money as possible. And she's trying
to spend
as much money as possible. So just having those dynamics and being able to navigate through them, it has been a beautiful thing. Now I think we know how to work with each other. We know how to set the boundaries. We know how to, solve the conflicts when they come.
At work, you know, we might have worked together from Monday to Saturday, but we feel like tumemisiana, and we are together every day. It's because at work we are not focusing on each other, we are focusing on work. So we don't see work like being together or spending time together. In fact, people ask us, hi, I'm Boeki, mko pamoja all the time, but I'm like, no, when we're at work we don't take regard of each other. But now, so we actually have to intentionally create time to spend together just for us.
Being filmmakers also, we really like watching films together. Like, personally, me, I can watch like a 1945 film that was made in Italy that only 5 people know, and I enjoy it myself. But nowadays, I see that she's even the one who even suggests some of these films. So we really enjoy our date nights. We enjoy our movie nights as well. Sometimes we even enjoy like just making a meal together.
Yeah.
That in itself is it's quality time.
Best memory I would say is our wedding for sure. It has to be the best of
Yeah,
top of the top.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. That in it, that was a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our honeymoon was beautiful. Again, it was a gift. That's why I'm telling you, God came through 100% for us in our wedding. So our honeymoon was a gift, and it was beautiful. We went to Lamu, the beautiful Lamu Majlis. It's a highlight for me during our honeymoon. We were there for seven nights. We really had a good time. My highlight was we had a dinner at the sea in a Nido ama Nidao. Do yeah. So dinner at the door, it was beautiful. It was just us. They came and served the dinner in the door. It was amazing, an amazing evening. So at first in the evening we went for a sunset, right? And then when we came back, we had dinner. It was so beautiful. Yeah, that was the highlight of the whole. I mean, we had a lot of things that we did, but that was it. Yeah.
I think it has the best sunset, I feel like, the whole of Coast. So I really enjoyed that. It was the first time, and now she will brag about this for the remainder of the rest of our lives. But she taught me how to swim.
I did. I wanted him to say it. I taught him how to swim. And when we were traveling, I told him, I'll teach you. He was like, no, he doesn't trust me. He didn't trust me with his life. Can you imagine? And he learned. Can you say I'm a good teacher?
Yes.
Yes, I'm a good teacher.
She's a good teacher.
Yeah, he learned how to swim. He even swam in the ocean. He's now pro. Imagine, guys. You can hire me for swimming lessons. I realize that maybe sometimes I'm not patient with him as I should be. You know, like the things I'm like, no, you have to do this. Or I don't know, just because him, as I've told you, he's very introverted. Let me give you an example. There's a day we argued about a dance. Can you imagine? Like I told him to do a stupid dance move because we were in a very funny mood. And then he said, no, he didn't feel like it. I'm like, what? So I was so mad. So we argued about that. But then I had to take a step back and think, maybe he just didn't feel like. And also he's just introverted. And that time he just wanted to chill. Just actually that's it. Understanding that sometimes, because me I'm extra and I'm loud, I had to understand that sometimes he just needs to chill. And so it helped. Marriage makes you self-reflect a lot. Marriage is like a mirror that will show you all your mistakes, like it will show, because sometimes at some point I thought, I'm good, I'm perfect, but you're not perfect. The other person makes you see that you also need some work. God needs to work on you, yeah. So I think realizing that I also have some things that I need to improve on and work on for him and for myself as well.
Even for me, just being an introvert, I pride myself in being very aware of situations and just being alert more than anything else. But being married to Audrey has taught me that some things might pass me, that I'm not fully aware of them. Like maybe some of needs that she has, like maybe she has given the example of the dancing thing, or I might look at something and feel like it's a bit trivial, or not really put much weight into it, or sometimes not even be aware of how she's feeling. I might say something and me, I think we're okay, but I don't. Maybe I'm a catch, but that's something I thought I was good at, but I'm learning now.
Conflict is inevitable. So yes, of course we disagree because we're different people. How do we handle it? So we decided first that we will not sleep when you're angry at each other, which is hard, honestly. In theory.
As people say it like it's very easy. Every pep talk, every marriage pep talk, don't sleep
when you're angry at each other. It's hard.
Yeah.
So when I realize it's hard, it's because sometimes you're so mad you don't even want to talk to this person. Yeah, but we decided, Sarah, this is hard, but we agreed on it, so we'll do it. So that's one thing, doing what we agreed upon. Also, we talk about truthfully how we feel. Like, you did this and this is how it made me feel. And then I give him the chance to also say how he feels about the same situation, and then apologizing about it. So now after that, okay, Sarah, you apologize. Are you okay? Most of the time, it's him who asks if I'm okay, and then I say, okay, I'm okay. Are you okay? Yeah. That even me asking him, are you okay? And I'm mad. It's not easy. I have to. Okay, are you okay? Yeah, but again, so I think what he struggles with, and I know he'll say it, is the fact that now that time, okay, we've argued, we finished talking about it. Now getting back to normal, getting that period of getting back to normalcy, I sometimes struggle with that because my heart is still sore, but for him it's a switch. Tushamaliza kuongea story, apologize, tuko sawa, then we should go back to being happy and nice. Yeah, so but how we handle conflict is that we talk about it and we address the issue there and then. We don't wait for it to next week or tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm really proud of how we handle our conflicts and the level of conversation that we have. It's very mature conversation. Everyone gets to say how they feel about a certain thing, no putting feelings or trying to throw the dirt on the other person. Yeah, I would like that she recovers from these conversations as faster than she is. But at the same time, I have to give her time at the same time, just for her to like heal. That's something I'm also learning. Yeah.
People talk bad about marriage all the time. Oh, they say how it is bad, but honestly, marriage is good. Marriage works, but it doesn't just work like like a leaf flowing on a river. Like you have to put work in it yourself. I compare it to a pair of shoes. It's everyone has different sizes, so my shoes won't fit him and his shoes won't fit me. So marriage is like that. So make sure make it your size, make it fit. Don't compare it to someone else's.
Yeah, I think people get their notions of marriage from like famous influencers or just preconceived notions but no one really understands it. But everyone has an opinion about it. So I think my expectations of what they don't tell you about marriage is that it works. I feel like it works, but it is also work. You should also work towards your marriage.
I think another thing they don't tell you is the number of times you need to forgive. You pass the 77 times 7. You pass them. Because this person who you love the most and loves you the most is the person who also might hurt you the most. But you need to learn how to forgive and to adjust and to love, even when you don't feel like loving. There are times you don't feel like love, but you have to love. You have to choose to love this person every day. I love you so much. I thank God you are one of the best gifts that God has given me. Thank you for being the man that you are. Thank you for loving me so sacrificially, just like Christ loved the church. I appreciate your love. I appreciate your leadership. I honor you and I respect you, and I can't wait to do forever with you. I love you so much.
Yeah. I love you so much. Waking up next to you is the best feeling that any man could ever have.
No.
Your smile comes a lot of thoughts in my head.
No.
You are so beautiful, and if I even get the chance to do this again, I will do it over and over again with you.
No.
Because you're the one that God chose for me.
No.
And I love you so much for it. You have such a kind heart. You have such a beautiful soul. Thank you for loving me the way you love me. Thank you for being you. And words can't really express this, so I'm just going to use the words that are there.
Yeah. Thank you. And that is our love story.